Our reporter Blaine Herman caught up with opposing sides in the ruling party's power struggle in KwaZulu-Natal.
5 applicants and 39 respondents in this case. Sitimbiso Mshengu is the spokesperson for the applicants. He joins me now. Thank you very much indeed for your time. So day 2, still confident as yesterday?
Very much so. We are upbeat. We are very much happy with the manner in which our legal counsel is representing our applicants. So we just waiting for the judges to make their determination.
What's the mood like inside court with the opposing sides?
Well, from the opposing side, I can hear noise. They are playing some large music. I hope they are equally confident. Even though as far as I'm concerned, I was inside listening to the proceedings. I think they have nothing to celebrate, but who knows?
We continue our conversation with the various people that are attending this intriguing court case here at the Pietermaritzburg High Court. KwaZulu Mshengu is one of them. He's the ANC Youth League and KZN's chairperson. He joins me now. Thank you very much indeed for your time, sir. How are you feeling on day 2 of this court case?
Well, we are happy with how the proceedings have been going so far. We think eventually the judges will find out in our favor. Since yesterday up until now, we think the argument of the applicants has no basis in fact and in law, because their argument is that the conference was illegitimately convened by the PEC before the 4-year period term ends. Now, what they are not able to justify is then why complain now? Because they should have complained at a time when a decision was taken that there will be a conference convened. So they participated in all the processes from BGMs, audit, from the first day of the conference up until the conference was closed or adjourned. They participated throughout all those processes, and it's only now that they are saying the conference was illegitimately convened.
So what's your view on this court application?
We think it's a vexatious litigation. It's a waste of course time, but also the ANC time, because we should be focusing on other matters that are important in uniting the organization, in working for the people of South Africa, in ensuring that we are also able to unite people of South Africa.
What makes you so confident that the PEC has a watertight case?
As I'm saying, is that this is just a vexatious litigation. What they are alleging, they have been unable to prove in our view. One of the issues that they are raising here is around the so-called Twitter, which they are saying it actually leaked the predetermined results. But as you will agree with me that if you tweet something now, within 5 minutes it will be all over the world. Now, this Twitter is said to have been leaked at a time when the voting was proceeding. But it was only seen after the conference or after the voting had been completed and actually the results announced. So we think that it was a fake Twitter. They have not been able to prove that it was indeed a legitimate Twitter. Remember that in law, he who averts must prove. So they must prove the legitimacy on the authenticity of this particular Twitter that they are referring to. But also, during the counting process, there were observers, and none of the observers had actually queried any process during the counting period. So we think they are just pinning their hopes on something that cannot really be proven in law.
You found the Youth League. How much attention are the youth in South Africa, or in particular KZN, paying to this case? How is it sitting with them, seeing people from the same party on opposing sides in court?
It deeply hurts us. I must be honest, it really hurts us as members of the Youth League, because we are seeing people who are gambling with the organization that is our future. We believe that the future of young people in South Africa is nowhere else but in the ANC. Now, when members of the ANC are at each other's throats, they are hanging out the dirty linen in the public, they are actually compromising the standing of the ANC in public, but they are also harming the organization. We may, if we proceed like this, really be heading for a disaster as the ANC. And if you head for a disaster, it means we as young people have no future that we can really rely on. So it deeply hurts us that there are members of the ANC who are unable to accept democratically elected leadership, who are unable to accept democracy in the ANC, and they want the court basically to dictate how the ANC should be run. We think that is really a sad day indeed for young people in the ANC, but also outside the ANC.
Having said that, how do you mend relationships post this case? How do you bring people together? Unity is the buzzword in the ANC, isn't it? How do you forge this greater relationship?
It is indeed a buzzword, and unity is a strength in the ANC. ANC was founded on the basis of unity. But it starts with an individual. As an individual, you must accept that you join the ANC to serve the struggle, to serve the people of South Africa. You don't join the ANC in order to use it for your own personal enrichment. So it starts with individuals to acknowledge that. It starts with individuals to acknowledge the bases and the values that have kept the ANC for quite so long. And part of that has always been to accept democracy within the ANC, that even if your view does not prevail as an individual, you can't then go around and start basically destroying the ANC on the basis that your view as an individual has not basically prevailed, because we are all in the ANC to dedicate ourselves, to dedicate our time and expertise so that the ANC uses us to further its objective of total liberation of the people of South Africa.
Business